Okay, okay, nerds. Vintage League. Going to be a Dredge League today. Okay. So what we've got here is a non-blue list that's very exposed to Vexing Bauble. So that's quite cool. Um, but what we're going with is there's this new card from Assassin's Creed called the Capitoline Triad. It's a 10 mana card, and the spell costs one less to cast for each historic card in your graveyard. So we can get it down to 0. Legends are historic, so I've got a Dragonlord Kolagon, 2 Hogaaks. The 3 other of this legend would reduce it as well. 4 hollow ones, 4 serum powders. Bridge isn't legendary, is it? No. So that's a number of historic cards. Just have a quick little check. I think it's like 14 I think I got to. Oh, maybe a bit higher. Yeah, 15. Nice. So 15 historic cards into our deck. Remember, we're Dredge, right? So we can flip our deck, and that might actually be achievable. And even if it's not, I've got a Dread Return here. And then, what else does it say on here? Exile any number of historic cards from your graveyard with mana value 30 or greater, and you get an emblem with creatures you control have base power and toughness 9/9. So that means if I manage to get one of these into play, be it through casting it normally or through the single Dread Return I'm running, then I can exile the others and some Gaks and a Dragon Lord and some Hollow Ones and some Powders. I can get this mana value to add up to 30, which shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, all my creatures will be 9/9s until the end of the game. Including this guy, actually, they get +2/+2, that's funny. But yeah, so 9/9 Narcs, 9/9 Bridge Tokens, 9/9 Icarids. Crunch, crunch, crunch. To support this idea, I've bought in a Dread Return. I've cut all the blue. I'm playing a Dragonlord Kolagon as another Dread Return target, just in case that's going to work on the turn. I think that's actually better, but I think this is quite cool and interesting to try. 2 Hogaaks as high mana value historic cards with other application. And because we're so low on blue, I'm running 2 Unmasks as interaction. 3 Bridges, 2 Poxwalkers off the Therapies and Hogaaks. Yeah, 1 misstep to try and bink a bauble here and there. And then the rest of it's just, yeah, Icarids, Dredgers, 4 shells, 3 thugs, 4 shells because we're running Vigor Post board. We've also got Flare of Malice from MH3, the second newest set, apparently. I don't know how this is happening. But we're in spoiler season for another set already, and I can't quite keep up. But yeah, this is like anti-oath tech. Makes them sacrifice their most valuable creature or planeswalker. So get that Sarah's Emissary Uda here. Some leylands and some wastelands. We've got an opponent. Let's go see how we do. Dredge. Okie dokie, Dredge up against Moshi in game 1. We got two of our nerds. I'll probably try and be keeping one of those in hand. We're on the draw though, so that's not ideal. Don't know what Moshi's on these days. One of the issues with this is we're now probably worse against Jewel, right? With this list. We've got a Hollow one on turn 1. They've got a Misty on turn 1. No Lurus, could be Oath, to be honest with you. Although Oath with the Capitoline Triad, we might actually just be able to attack through a bloody Atraxa. If all my nerds are 9/9s, they might just die. So another Bazaar's cool. The absence of a Dredger, could come up to be problematic. So I kind of don't know if I care about Icarid being in my yard. Icarid Bridge Powder. Cast Hollow one. I'm going to have to get rid of these cards at some point. But I've got 2 Bazaars. I want to hold the Dread Return for a moment. I want to hold the Joke for a moment as well. So I guess Powder. And then we'll just cast a Hollow one. And then if our opponent plays an Oath, we're going to play it out. With the usual Dredge, I wouldn't. Well, I probably would actually. But we're going to play it out because we want to see if we can get, a bunch of 9/9s. Because that would be quite powerful. They might also just be on bug. But I'm pretty sure they'll be Oath. So, let's see what they've got. Also very funny, if they cast a Show and Tell, we get the 7/7. It's not a very good 7/7 until it's done the thing. But we would still get a 7/7. So, opponent's second main phase, and it's an Underground Sea. So, inconclusive. Mox Emerald, still inconclusive as to bug or the other card, the other one, Oath of Druids. And Time Walk, cool. Right, we still don't know. So it's a hollow one, just sat in play, watching time go by. Opponent's got 4 cards, 3 mana, going up to 4 mana plus Moxen. If they want it. This makes me think that they've got like a Brainstorm or something. Maybe they're playing like a Brain Surge Oath deck. They didn't crack their Misty. Could be on a bunch of Ponders. Basic is land. So 4 cards. Have they got anywhere to go with these 4 cards? Interesting that there's no strips, no Besajus. Nothing has... Our Bazaar seems quite uncontested so far. That might change. A Psychic Frog, so it's a bug matchup. Okay. You've got 3 cards in hand, so you better believe that I'd be offering them this hollow one if that's allowed. Tropical Island. What have we got? Outland Liberator. Okay. Seems fine, seems fine. Alright, so at the moment my triads cost... What do they cost? They cost 9, right? Because this is 1 less per. Yeah. I think we'll just ignore Icarid for now and we'll go and take a draw step to start. Just in case we can hit like a Grief, an Unmask. Therapy's kind of interesting. So let's activate this first Bazaar. Still no Dredgers. We kind of don't want to expose that bridge now, do we? Hogak can get in the bin. The Triad can get in the bin. I guess the Therapy or the Dread Return. I think the Dread Return's less replaceable. And then we'll play another Bazaar. And we're going to be aiming to hold on to Triad plus Bridge from below. That's a Dredger now. So Shambling Shell. Therapy. Oh, I could go Therapy Bridge. Yeah, I think that's really good actually. So if we go Therapy Bridge, and then we'll Therapy the opponent. We'll make 2 zombies and name Force of Will. Okay. So Force of Will be the name. Just because. And they've got Oko and Loam. Okay, so that's fine. Oko kind of dicks on our Hogak quite a lot, doesn't it? Do I still want to cast it then, or do I want to chill out? 1, 2... No, I think I'll chill, and we'll just cast a hollow one. How many historic cards have I got? Well, casting this is going to be faster, isn't it? Pay 6. Okay, so we're on our way. We're on our way, at least. We found ourselves a Dredger. I'm not going to Dread Return. Am I going to Dread Return? I can Dread Return the 7/7. I'll then have the same board state. And then I'll have... I could do that, actually. Oh, no, because Oko is going to come in and brown us, right? What would the total mana cost be? 5, 10... 17, 20... Oh, interesting. So if I'd actually discarded this guy, I would have had the whole thing, the whole emblem. But Oko is going to come down and we now need to do it like kind of all at the same time. We've drawn a Wasteland, that's fine. We've found our Dredger now. So Outland Liberator takes my Bridge from Blows away, kills my Hollow one. Sure, so I feel like I've punted at some point in this. But 10, 20, 17, 20, 30, yeah. So Loam's back, Misty plus Wasteland. But we should hopefully be able to put that behind us, I think. So I'm going to get a Dredge off here. You coming in, homie? I probably won't block, right? No. So let's Dredge in response to the Icarid, I think. So Dredge 3, please. Yeah, and then we hit a Stinkweed Imp. And we're going to cruise from here, I think. So Icarid will eat a Grief. Draw step. We're going to Dredge our Golgari Grave Troll. I didn't discard my thing, did I? Jesus. Come on, Josh. Oh, but I know they've got nothing. So what's the best way to do this? So what can we do? We can cast Hogak. Can I cast this? Probably. Let's just cast this then, I guess. I've got to pay more still. Oh yeah, because it's per historic card in my graveyard. Okay. Okay, so what do we do? So we can crack Icarid to therapy, then take Oko. Is that good? Oh, I don't have any bridges anymore. Okay. Sorry, I'm really kind of struggling. Where are we at? I want to get the Triad into play. I want to ultimate the Triad. I don't have any bridges. I know they've got an Oko. So I know I'm getting wastelanded next turn. So let's cast Hogak. Exiling Bazaar. Misstep. Narc. Shell. Bazaar. And play black. My amalgam triggers. That's good. Let's Dread return the Triad off of these nerds here. And hope they haven't drawn a Force of Will. No, they can't have a Force of Will. They've got Oko, Misty, Wasteland. That's their hand. We know it. And then I've got exactly 30 power in play in my graveyard. 30 historic mana value. So I can activate this, exile this. 0 remaining. So now, for the rest of the game, my creatures are going to be 9/9s. If that ability works on Magic Online, I guess. Yeah, there we go. So all my creatures are 9/9s. I've got 2 Icarids in my graveyard at the moment. I'm attacking them next turn for 36. You'll go. I don't know how. Oh no, I'm attacking them for 45. I don't know how Oko interacts with the emblem-based power and toughness rule, you know? I don't know how that works. But 2 Icarids should just clean this right up. They've used their Time Walk. This is not an artifact. Look at that, that's sick. Hogak gets bigger. Cheeky 9/9 amalgam. Yeah. Enjoying it. Fire Truck wins. Okay, so up against Bug Life. Strips and Vigors are good. Kill spells are good. What do we cut? Historically, you cut your Dread Return packages to grind a bit harder. Can't imagine that's correct for us though, right? We can cut some unmasks, I think. I think I'll keep the yeah, this is going to be one of the tricky things with this card, isn't it? Is that like the moment you start messing around with number of historic cards and mana values and blah blah blah, it's going to get very hard very quick. The powders never go, the hollow ones never go, but we can definitely see something like just cutting this nonsense to make space. Maybe keep Dread Return Dragon Lord. Therapies are good. Poxwalkers could probably go. Misstep Noxious. I need the green cards. Maybe I'll keep a Hogak over these two. And that means I've got like a little bit of extra threat out of the graveyard. Is there a different card I can cut? That's not Hogak. Not really. I think yeah, I don't enjoy this, like cutting the card that we're testing. But this is such a big like commitment in deck building. Like this is kind of like the package here, I think. This is such a big commitment that I think it's really tough to have it post board against the hate pieces. So maybe that's just enough for us to kind of like, I don't know, dismiss it outright, I guess. But it's still something. Double Grief, Dredger, and a Bazaar. Wasteland we bought in for Tabernacle. We've also bought in the green card for destroying Leyline of the Voids. Which our opponent has on 7, usually unfair. So we've not got any plays to make. They're not fetching. And we don't have a Vigor. Alright, well, I guess we will grief them first of all, exiling an Icarid. Let's see what you're working with. Strip, Bowmaster's Energy Flux. Psychic Frog. Let's just take the Frog. And then we'll play a Bazaar. We'll activate Bazaar. We will not find another Bazaar. That's massively problematic. So yeah, so now I'm just going to go and take their Bowmaster. And then our opponent's not got any cards. They've got a Strip Mine. We've got a Wasteland. And it's going to be a case of find Vigor, draw to 7, and hope our opponent has basically nothing left over. At that point, they strip us. Our Bazaar is dead. Their Misty's still in play. Vigor would be a good top deck, even though it doesn't look like it. Flare of Malice, maybe not great. Classic post-board against Bug, though. Just Strip Mine, Leyline, and we're in trouble. So that's their Trop. Their Bowmaster's gone, their Strip Mine's gone, their Trop's gone. We know they're holding Energy Flux, I think, is the joke here. So let's just kill the old Tropical Island. And I'm just keeping them, trying to keep them off of something worthwhile, right? So they have a Delta, it's fine. I'm really unsure about the post-board Energy Flux, I don't know what that does. So yeah, let's play a Bazaar, activate a Bazaar, I guess. We took their Bowman, right? Yeah. Haven't found another one. It doesn't actually matter how this works, because we're going to be pitching upkeep anyway. So let's kill that. You found Force of Will in those cards? No, you haven't. Cool. Have you found another Wasteland in those cards? Yes, you have. Wasteland, Emerald. So Energy Flux and 1 card. So it depends on what that 1 card is. If it's Life on the Loam, we might just be done here. No, it's not. Oh, it could be still, because I put the Emerald. Oh, another Leyline. Dope. Cool. Let's go to the next one, because we're probably not beating that Strip Mine there. So, is there 4 cuts I can make? I just don't think there is in good conscience, right? What are the flares doing? Not a lot. So maybe the flares can just be unmasked. Just rock it like that. Yeah. So 2 hollow ones, bridge from below. If they've got a Tabernacle on 1, they've got a Tabernacle on 1. But if not, they're going to be kind of under the gun here. They've kept 7 and it's got no Leyline. So let's play Bazaar, activate Bazaar. And we'll discard the 3 black cards. And then we'll cast a hollow one. And then we'll cast another hollow one. and then it's our turn. So our opponent's got to have something good here, right? I guess Energy Flux kills this, but I think that's fine. Sorry, I didn't do any graveyard popping out, did it? Come on. Okay. So we will, I guess in response to that, do some dredging. We missed on a lot of things. And we will get some tokens. So that's good. We'll get some bridge tokens back. We'll get another dredge on our thug and see where that takes us. Draw step is going to be a thug. And we hit the grave trolls. I think I might therapy them. What do I therapy them naming though? What can they have here that's going to be annoying? Probably nothing. So let's just play a wasteland. Actually no. Let's go name Force of Will. Let's get rid of a token and name a Force of Will. Because there's a chance that they wasteland us and we go for an end step Noxious. 7 cards enter the revealed zone, and they are, other than wasteland, all quite irrelevant to how this game's going to play out, I think. I may be wrong, but Deathrite is probably too slow after you've gone wasteland. Bowmasters doesn't trigger. Psychic Frog probably won't get through once I've hit a Narcomoeba, and we're just going to have a completely unfettered bridge bazaar going on. So that's a wasteland. They need to have drawn Force of Will exactly. Force of Will or Misstep are all of their outs. Otherwise, they're going to really kind of struggle. We will waste this now. We will then pay 2 life to pick up a Bazaar of Baghdad. They didn't find a Force of Will. We've got no Icarids. I won't dredge right now. I'll draw my Bazaar. And now I'll dredge. So, Grave Troll into Stinkweed Imp. Hitting a Narcomoeba. I would like the Narc. That's going to trigger more amalgams than I can count. And I'll get in for 2. And I think that's everything I've got to do here. And this is just one of the differences, right? Leyline games versus non-leyline games. Our opponent killed our 8 power on turn 1. And then they wasted our Bazaar. And now I've got 9 power in play with an Icarid as well. So Deathrite Shaman's not going to cut it here. How many cards have I got? 31 left in deck, so we can kind of get going. Discard some stuff. Pick up a Narcomoeba. And then exile a Grief to the Icarid. Dredge a Grave Troll. 14 cards in deck. Let's attack them first. In we go. Graveyard's in the way. So many damages were dealt. Opponent's at 5. So what do they have? Bowmaster's Frog, Energy Flux. Let's therapy you, sacrificing. How many bridges have I got? Oh, only 1 bridge, so I did kind of punt here. I didn't need to attack with something. Okay, so I can't actually cast my Hogak, that was the plan. 1 therapy, 1 Gak. Okay, so I should have attacked with something. Opponent's conceded. Cool. Yeah, because I've actually only got 1 bridge from below here. I was thinking I'll just therapy you off of an amalgam and then cast my Hogak, I'll get my amalgam back. Life will be sweet. But yeah, their post-board, their game 3 hand there just was like a bit slow, right? The double hollow 1 forces them to tab. The tab means that their wasteland is slow and we just get to push that advantage for the rest of the game. I will see you for round 2. Okay, game 2, match 2, sorry. And we are on the play against Pepember. And this is a fairly easy powder. I wonder how many powders it is. That's 3 historic cards and 9 historic mana's gone. We found Grief. Yeah, cool. Found Grief. And Bazaar. Yeah, that's it though, right? 3 powders have gone. And 1 bridge, 1 unmask. 1 Icarid and some dredges. Cool. What have we got? Some cards. So we'll keep this, I reckon. I can't remember what Pepember plays, but I'm sure it will become clear if and when this grief resolves. It might become clear either way. So let's play a Bazaar. Let's cast Grief, exiling Cabal Therapy. Let's go with that. And if they force it, we can be like a little bit nerdy and noxious our Grief and then activate into it. That could be fun. And then we'd be exiling the Amalgam to the Grief on the way back through. Then we get like 3 cards out of them. And we just like build your own scam deck. That'd be quite fun. So yeah, here's the Force pitching Time Walk. No Lurus revealed, so let's give this a crack, I think. This sounds fun. I'd like my Grief back, please, sir. This is crap into Wasteland, just so we're all clear. So we'll get rid of the Triad, the Imp, and the Narc. And then we will Grief them again. They're on 5 cards at the moment. Hit them with the old Griefaroo. And what have we got? Workshop, Workshop, Dual Bauble, Ancestral. So let's just take Coveted Jewel. We've cast all our spells for the day. That's not entirely true. I've got Dread Returns. Let's just take the Coveted Jewel. Coveted Jewel's the card that does stuff. We can kill with an Icarid. They've got 2 Workshops and a Vexing Bauble. Doesn't sound too bad for us. So, Mishra's Workshop, Vexing Bauble. We've got Stinkweed Imp though. So they didn't find a blue source off their single card. They can't activate the Bauble. Let's Dredge upkeep off this Stinkweed Imp. Stinkweed Imp hit Stinkweed Imp. And then we're going to have a Stinkweed Imp on our draw step as well. And we hit nothing. We can't cast Hogak. Let's pass the turn. We don't have any chills, and we'll be basically, it's all in on Icarids until we find a Narc. So they just really just find another Coveted Jewel. The One Ring, okay. The One Ring is also bad for us. But that's the world we live in. So turn should come back to us unless they found like a Grim Monolith or something. We've got 2 mana floating actually, so they might have something else to do. They don't. So what have we got? We've got a Stinkweed Imp in the yard at the moment. Still no Narcomoeba. I didn't exile all of them, did I? Just 2. So this Stinkweed Imp will hopefully hit then. Nope. Cool. So 3 Stinkweed Imps to the yard. I've got 13 cards left. Dredge a Stinkweed Imp. It's tough for this to have gone worse, actually. I just need 1 Narcomoeba to get the ball rolling. Oh, I've got 1 Narcomoeba left. There's 1 in my graveyard. I must have discarded that earlier. So how do I actually get going? If I can never bring back a Narc. I've hit an Icarid at this point. So if we don't die this turn, they should be dead the following turn. But yeah, 3 Narcs going is awkward. They've got 6 mana, a 1 ring on 2. I can't cast any spells. Okay, right, we might just lose here actually. Another Vexing Bauble doesn't do anything. Sensei's top. And a Metamorph on the 1 ring. Cool. And that's going to be how this game goes now. It's going to be them looping 1 rings off Metamorphs. I've got 8 cards left in my deck. But this is the turn. Well, that should all change, I think. I don't think I want to do any more dredging, actually. Have I got a therapy in here? No. Exile, one therapy. One amalgam. Good grief. So if I activate, what am I dredging? 2 shells? Puts me to 6, puts me to 1, so I've got to kill them over to the next turn cycle. So I think I'm going to pick up Grief. Pick up Icarid, exiling Grief. That triggers 1 amalgam. This has just been like a catastrophe. Let's dredge Shambling Shell. Still no knock, but we did find the therapy there. We can't therapy them whilst they're under the wrong 1 ring though. Does that change anything? So if I therapy them, I get 2 Poxwalkers and 2 bridge tokens. Sure, that sounds great. So let's therapy them. Let's therapy ourselves, I guess, because I can't therapy them, but I just get some cards. Did I find Dread Return? No. All the hollow ones have gone. Bridge tokens come in, bridge tokens come in. I can't do anything else, apparently. I can activate to try and find Dread Return. I think I might, actually. I don't think I'm going to dredge, though. So there's my Narcomoeba, and there's another Icarid. So, right, so we missed on the Dread Return today. There's no point in trying to cast Hogak. That doesn't do anything. It just gets countered. Let's just pass the turn. Dread Return. The reason I was looking for Dread Return is it just spits out so many more tokens. And the reason I didn't dredge there was I've only got 3 cards in my deck. Oh shit, the moment they hit a blue source, we lose now. That activation was awful. So we know they're holding Ancestral. So blue source is just like a lightning bolt to the face for us. So we've cracked a bauble. And the other bauble. And they found a sapphire, so we die. Oh, they need to see it, don't they? Need to find that line. Play another 1 ring. That also kills us, so let's just go to the next one. And let's get some vigors in. And the opponent will have Wormcoil Engine, so I think we'll bring in like a cheeky Flare of Malice. And then I don't want Strip Mines, actually. On the play, let's cut a Thug. Let's cut one of these guys. Poxwalker is actually quite good into the face of Wormcoil Engine. I'm going to just cut in interaction. I think I'm going to try and keep this. This is the deck that's like the most bauble deck, right? So we should just keep maximum interaction and actually factually come off the Dread Return package. So let's bring the Thug back in. I've got the 2 unmasks. And I can cut a Hogak. So I might be able to keep Dread Return so that I'm going a bit faster. 2 Thugs? 2 Thugs, okay. This actually looks fine, right? Flare of Malice and Force of Vigor in. The Triad and 1 Hogak out. And that means I've got the Hogak still to trigger the Poxwalkers if I can. And then I've also got like a Dread Return bridge package if I need. I don't have a Dread Return bridge package now, so that's gone. But that looks good. So let's keep this. Do we activate first or do we just unmask first? I think we unmask first. Pitching Poxwalkers. They've kept 7 cards again. So unmask gets Force, pitching Tinker. Do we do the same thing again? I can't imagine so. I've got 2 Bazaars. I'm going to cast a Hollow One. And then, what do we want to do? We could have topped that Force of Will there. So Mox Jet, Mana Vault, sure. Mox Ruby, 4 mana into the One Ring. That's quite tough, I think, for us. Yeah, so many One Rings from the opponent today. And then Urza's Saga, right. And then 2 cards in hand. Cool. So we're going to have to, like... I don't know how we win from here. Icarid doesn't do anything, so we can just pass, take a draw step, and see if we can, like, do some sort of filtering. We really can't. Okay. So... this game's not going to go long enough for us to use that many Bazaars. So let's play this and pass. And it's just, can they keep finding One Rings to copy? Next turn we should get an Icarid. In response to this activation, I'm likely going to, this One Ring activation, I'm likely going to just top the Force of Will. It just gives them like a blank piece of paper to try and work with. That's a Saga, but the Saga on Cage is really going to screw us, isn't it? Okay, so Sapphire, Workshop. This is just another One Ring. Looks like it. Yeah, they found so many. Okay. I think I'm going to just try and play this one out. They just went and got another trigger. What do we do? I'm going to put Force of Will on top of their deck. No, I'm going to activate my Bazaar. Force of Will is just a brick. So it's just one more brick that we know they've got, sort of thing. I don't know what this Urza Saga is going to do, and I am concerned about it. So, 2 Icarids trigger. Let's hope to hit a Dredger here. That's a Golgari Thug, so that's a great start. Let's Dredge in response to that. So Thug, hit Stinkweed Imp. And this feels like one of those Dredge decks that where I've built a Dredge deck that can only really get going once it's hit a Narcomoeba. I feel like the Narcomoeba draws are the ones that really pop it off, if you know what I mean. Draw step, we'll Dredge a Stinkweed Imp. We're going to get to put some power into play here. So now I'm going to cast Hogak. And then we'll exile Powder, Dragon Lord, bigger. Brings in a Poxwalkers. They're under the One Ring. Bridge tokens from Icarids. Yep, you've got a Saga. And then you'll have a Saga. But I'm still going to have a very, very thick board here. So let's get rid of our graveyard just so we can appreciate how many zombies we made in defeat. Look at all those zombies, look at all those Icarids. So opponent's probably going to die next turn unless they find another One Ring, which is like their whole game plan. So 3 cards in hand, it's going to be 7 after draw step and activation. Only 6 after activation, sorry. They've got a Saga trigger on the stack that can go into like a cage or a needle, or maybe a manifold key to dig deeper with that One Ring. So it looks like they're floating mana. Really good for the home team. Although a 6/6 is like getting another 6/6 is pretty weak, right? So if they've got Time Vault, they've got Time Vault. They've got Lotus. And they've got some tapping and untapping of mana. So Manifold Key does the One Ring. They're up to 9 cards. We've got Time Walk. So that's going to get them another 10 cards deep, and we need them to miss all One Rings and Metamorphs in that time. Seems tough. Seems tough for us. 6 mana goes onto the stack. Coveted Jewel. Cool. Yeah, we're never going to win this, but I'm going to make my opponent do it just because they're dead on board. This is another... like POs and everything. I've never been more excruciatingly dead in a game of Magic, you know. They might actually just be able to get this construct. Yeah, they're going to get this construct up to an 18/18 and then just sack me. Right, let's just call it there, because there's no chance of ever winning here, right? I'm surprised they've got so many jewels in against us. I thought they just took those out because they're so bad. Right, I'll see you for round 3. Okay, round 3, we're up against Judan. We're going to powder our Bazaarless hand, and we're going to mulligan. We've got a Bazaar. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Likely just pitching Dragon Lord here. I've got to put one back, actually, haven't I? Sadness. Okay, well, I'll pitch Amalgam to the bottom of the deck. Actually, Dragon Lord has quite a lot of text at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, it's quite cool. So we know the last card is our big Dread Return target, so we can do like a big Dread Return, make a bunch of tokens, and kill them if the game goes that long. Let's see what they're on though. I think they could be another dual gamer, which I didn't really prep for. Yeah, gross. Okay, so Mana Crypt Grim land. Stargra. Where is the Stargra? 3 cards in hand. Oh, we're getting aggressively one-ringed today. Find me a card I can't beat. Found it. So we can't grief them. That's quite annoying. The Capitoline Triad. Capitoline. Okay. Let's discard Dredge Amalgam. And let's cast a Hollow One. And then we shall pass. And the Triad is probably going in the yard. I'm not sure how we convert this to a victory. Yeah, this is one of those things where I feel like if we're playing Dredge in you know, real Magic, like if I'm registering Dredge for a tournament, I'd be playing one that's like 4 force, 4 negation, maybe even some traps or something. Just this deck is already really hard for us to beat. And I've come off Interaction to play a 10-drop. It was cool in the non-dual matchup though, the 10-drop. Until I sideboarded it out. Classic. So, opponent's done some stuff, drawn some cards, living their best life. They've got a workshop. They're going for it as well. Going for the old Manifold Key activation. And that looks like it's going to target... Oh no, it's not going to target the One Ring. So they just found a jewel instead. Tidy stuff, tidy stuff. There's some days where I feel like my content is more like... I'm more like a Jewel Shops content creator, you know. But hey ho. And then they've got the Metamorph, which means I'm not going to be able to grief them again, so I'm never going to grief them. Oh no, they're just going to kill me instead. Sorry, yeah, that makes way more sense. That makes way more sense. 8 cards in hand for the opponent. Cheeky Sapphire on the way through. They're at 5 mana at the moment. And they're tapping stuff. Sink into Stupor. Seems like a really crap use of that card. Sure, okay, never mind. My upkeep. I'm going to dredge. Let's get our graveyard out. Okay, many clicks to do that. So Shambling Shell. Shambling Shell. They've not got the mana to do the thing yet. I'm going to discard these cards. Regret my choices actually, just because that's my bridge going. But I do get 2 amalgams into play. Let's dredge a Shambling Shell, so I can pitch that one actually, rather than the bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What was my dredging situation? Still 2 shells. Yeah, I didn't really think about discarding the bridge from below. I think I've mentally already like conceded the game, you know, that sort of thing. Let's just take their coveted jewels. They're light on action, pre-1 ring pre-1 ring. Let's cast this. They might force it, they might not. And it's their go. We did find an Icarid. We have got 2 amalgams. The opponent's got a Saga that's going to resolve. If we do get another turn, then that'll be quite delightful. They've also got, like, you know, their own little clock on them. But they're going to draw a card for the turn, and then they're going to draw 7 cards off the 1 ring. So you've got to assume that that's enough, plus the tutor here. Yeah, so they make a token. It's an 8/8. We're at 20. So it'll be a 9/9 after this. And then they'll draw 7 more, and we'll see if we are alive or not. 1 ring goes. Then they've got a mana floating for their coveted jewel, for their manifold key. Oh, bit more mana first. Don't know how I can ever win this game. Displace a Kitten, wow. That's some old school tech. Right, Displace a Kitten is just a lock though, because now every card spell they cast is an ancestral. So we don't need to sit here through this. Let's get out of here. And then we'll play one more then, I guess, actually. Let's bring in these Vigors. And then let's drop 2 Poxwalkers and a Thug, I think. That might just have to do. Keeping in the whole shebang. Powder. Keep City Life. So that's cool. We've got a Misstep as well, which could do something. Yep. Okay. Opponent has kept on 7 as well. So good on him. Let's play Bazaar of Baghdad. Give it a spin. Try and find a hollow one. We found a Triad, which I will keep in hand for now. Let's go Stinkweed Imp, Dragon Lord, and Therapy. And let's pass the turn. And we've got this Misstep as our single piece of interaction for now. And it's now opponent's turn 1. And they're having a little bit of a ponder about what to do. So Mishra's Workshop, Grim Monolith casts a 1 ring on 1. They don't have it. So let's go with a nice upkeep activation, because we've got Stinkweed Imp here. So if we can bink one of our Narcs, how many Narcs went earlier? 0, cool. So we've got good Narcomoeba outs here. Try to Stinkweed Imp. Try to Golgari Thug. No, Golgari Grave Troll. There's a Narcomoeba. Do I want to keep the Grave Troll actually? I might want to. Oh no, I can get Grave Troll on my draw step. Let's be smart for a moment. So to discard those guys, I get a Narcomoeba. I Get an amalgam. I'll Dredge Grave Troll. Get another Narcomoeba. This is going well at the moment. We've got a lot of Icarids in our yard. I've got one bridge from below. I haven't got the Dread Return. I have got the Dread Return. Okay, interesting. How many historic cards are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Therapy. Naming what? Riddle me that one. Therapy U. Bridge triggers. Therapy naming what? It can't be the One Ring. It can be Wormcoil Engine. It can be Coveted Jewel. They could have forces. I think I'm gonna. Okay, so they forced that one. So now we'll name Coveted Jewel. That's the one that kills us. So Therapy U. I don't think they can have a One Ring. They could have cast that last turn. So I'm gonna go with Coveted Jewel because I think I can beat. I think I can beat a Wormcoil Engine. They've got Coveted Jewel, a Tinker, Saga, and a Mightstone and Weakstone. So we do hit off the blind one. I get two amalgams. I've got 3 Icarids. I've got Dread Return on Dragon Lord. Colagon next turn. They've got a Saga, right? So we're just going to Vigor in response to that trigger. 3 mana makes a Soul Ring. Soul Ring was the top deck for the turn. That doesn't matter. Coveted Jewel died to... Coveted Jewel died to our thing. To our therapy. They've got the Mightstone and Weakstone, which is like a mini jewel. I wonder what they'd tinker for here. Oh, they found a blue source. That's quite problematic. So they are going to get to resolve a tinker. Tinker for jewel, tinker for Wormcoil. Tinkering away the Mightstone and Weakstone. Yeah, that's fine. No, so they've got mana that they can cast spells with. So we know about Saga as one of their last 2 cards. They get the One Ring, which they don't get the trigger from, remember, so they are just going to die. Sensei's Divining Top. And you can activate right with that. Yeah, so opponent is going to die. And then we'll go to game 3. That'd be cool. Unless they found Force Blue card. But I might be able to think another no, I therapied twice last time. I think I only registered 2. Do I even use this then? I guess not. I guess I don't need to use this figure right if I assume that they're dying. So let's go to our turn. Icarid's trigger. We've got 21 cards left in deck. So Stinkweed, Patrol sounds like a lot of cards. It doesn't quite sound like 21. And then we'll discard the Troll. Yep, that's what I said. Icarid eats Grief. Icarid eats Shambling Shell. Grave Troll comes back. Can I cast this? I can. Can I activate it? I also can. So everything's a 9/9. And I go to combat. And attack you with all my creatures. No spells required. Well, actually, no spell was required, wasn't it? Funny, they're at -29 and they're dead. The Triad does it again. New powerhouse. Well, right. Anything good here? Not really. I think I like how I'm set up. To be honest with you, it might not look great, but that's because I think it's not great. I think it's one of those things that, yeah, when you start moving things around in the Bazaar decks, your matchups will maybe polarize a bit more, you know? And this one looks like it's got a lot worse without Force of Will. We'll keep on 7. We'll keep on 7. And opponent's got Pearl. So Pearl, Mana Vault, Trinosphere. Okay. Trinosphere into Saga. Okay, so that Saga's probably going to kill us here. That Trinosphere is quite good. But we can get round a Trinosphere anyway, so that could be doable as well. So activating will probably just be discarding, yeah, Icarid, Shell. Or Icarid, Dredge. I can't cast any spells because of Trinosphere. So now it's just an all-out race between who can Goldfish faster. And I've got an Icarid, so I'm off to a good start. It's just whether they can do things like the One Ring. The One Ring is the big thing that they get hold of. Tolarian Academy is a cracker for them. Good grief. But it's back to us. So Icarid triggers Thug first because it's bigger and thicker into a shell that's all the same. So I'm going to discard Grief. Thug so that my Icarid can eat a Grief. My 2 amalgams will come back. We'll then dredge a Thug. And then, yeah, this is just how quickly can our deck Goldfish, and can it meaningfully race them. So yield 2 this turn, attack them for 3. If they make a token and block, I'm still going to get my bridge token, and I'm going to get my bridge token at end step anyway. So yeah, that's fine. And if they attack, we'll get another bridge token. We get 2 amalgams into play on end step. The big problem is if they hit us with the old Graph Digger's Cage here, right? Because 2 tokens and a cage, 2 amalgams and a cage is going to be really hard to beat. Oh, I have got more bridges in my deck, I think. How many bridges got exiled earlier? 0. So there's 2 more bridges, so there's still a reason to dredge even if they cage us here. Actually, we can make it so they'd need a second Saga to get around. To get around us. Right. Opponent's draw step. Opponent's Saga goes off. They're floating mana. Floating mana's worse for us. We want them making blockers. They get a Soul Ring. Also very bad for us. And they've got the One Ring. Okay. We've got 6 tokens. Or 6 artifacts even to their academy. And then they've got a Coveted Jewel. So that just looks like they believe we're dying right now, right? So they must have a PO, because otherwise that kills them. Khan the Great Creator. Okay, that doesn't quite kill them. What does Khan do, though? What's Khan doing that's ever good? Because I'm going to kill Khan, I'm going to get 3 mana, and 3 cards, and 3 dredges. They play Khan. This board looks really quite weak for them. Like, not weak, but I can probably beat this shit, right? They're going to give me a Coveted Jewel, which unlocks the Trinosphere. They can't cast any more spells this turn. They've got a Graph Digger's Cage. Yeah. Fine. You getting in? Can't imagine you getting in, though. So Icarid triggers. Shambling Shell. Shambling Shell. This is the issue as well, is our Shambling Shells are not digging quite far enough. Another bridge was found anyway, as was another Grief. And another Amalgam. So, Grief gets eaten. Draw step, we'll grab a Golgari Thug. That's a Hogak. Interesting. No, Hogak's certainly bad. So let's go with combat. You Can't. Can't. I get this. I will dredge a shell. I will dredge a shell. I will dredge a shell. And now I get 2 tokens from the amalgam dying. Okay, so where are we at? Right, what do we do? So we can cast... I can cast Hogak, but I've got to pay 3 mana for it. I can just cast the Dryad out of my hand, I guess. Yeah, I think that might be better. Cast the Dryad out of my hand. Or the Triad, sorry. I think I've been saying Dryad the whole time. So let's cast this guy. Is this sorcery speed only, this activation? Nope. That's good. So let's go to our instep. Our Ichrid will die, our amalgam will come in. We'll discard Hollow One, I think. Just to make sure I've got the numbers. And it's the opponent's turn. And that Coveted Duel into Khan, I feel like gave us quite good outs. Like, if we get another turn, they die. If they don't give us another turn, we die, obviously. So, 6 cards, an Academy that taps for 1 billion, a One Ring that's on the go, a Saga that's coming in as well. But we know they're holding Cage. One Ring draws them 2 cards this time. Yeah. Yeah, we've done what we can, right? Just showing them all the cards that we play. Make the biggest board we can. And then 2 Triads, a Hogak and a Powder in the graveyard means that I've got that. Everything's a 9/9. And then it's just whether the opponent can find a way out of this. I expect they can, but at least we've presented something. So Ancestral Recall on yourself costing 3 is fine. This is another good thing, is that the Trinisphere games, they're usually not as explosive. Like opponent might have a Workshop in hand. And that will give them another spell. But otherwise they've just got 2 more spells to cast this turn. PO, cool, there we go. Okay, you've got a PO. And now they get to go off completely because the Trinisphere is gone, and I don't have any cards in my hand that make a difference. So I don't think I'm giving them any of these cards. So I'm just going to yield just for the sake of ease for everyone involved. I can't yield just in case they think I'm stupid, my guy. Gross. So Sorin comes in. Mana Crypt. They've got 14 cards in hand. They're going to have the One Ring protection, aren't they, actually? That's an issue. Sensei's Divining Top. Top ticks up. Yeah, they're going to get One Ring protection. Okay, I'm going to respond to PO by exiling my creatures. And I'm not putting anything on top of my deck ever, am I? Nope. So I'm going to yield until the end step. We can watch our opponent kill us. So does infinite turns win here. Yeah, because they play more than 2 keys, right? So yeah, just classic duel stuff. I am kind of bored of duel as a deck though. It's good, it's powerful. It's probably worth having this sort of check upon the format though. But I'm ready for it to change now. I'm ready for it to be something different. Okay, no, I'm actually genuinely just too bored to continue watching them sequence this. So let's go to a new game where we can have some fun. Okay, round 4. We're up against ABR on the draw. We're going to take a mulligan and a mulligan. And we'll keep this. Bottom the powder. And I think we'll bottom the triad. Yeah. We don't look like we're doing loads of dredging. We're hopefully misstepping a spell on one. Oh no, it looks like we're misstepping a dark ritual at some point in the future. Oh no, they've revealed a Lurus. Okay, so maybe they'll have themselves something to do. No, they've got nothing. So interesting keep from the opponent there. Let's give our Bazaar a spin. We could come off of misstep here. I don't think we will. I think we'll keep the misstep around and we'll discard these guys. Yeah, no, I hate it already actually, because I could have just cast a hollow one, got rid of a force of will, and then unmasked them. That would have been way better. My thinking, just so we know, was that next turn I can dredge Shambling Shell and then pitch that away to yeah, pitch that away to the unmask. Oh, so they had something all along. Unfortunately, it's not resolving. So Underground Sea, Island, Demonic, Vamp into Demonic. What's this vamp? Dominaria Remastered. Interesting. Right, so do we want to do that? Do we want to... They've just demonicked, I guess. I guess it's poor form to not duress your opponent once they've demonicked, right? Let's just unmask you, yeah. This is my graveyard. They haven't had a Force of Will just yet. They've got one now, that's interesting. I wonder how they came up with that. Yeah, that's fine. So, okay, and then I can't get any haste, can I? I can actually. I played Dragonlord Kolagon. I'll never be lethal from here, but I should probably still do it. So let's Shambling Shell, Golgari Thug. Wouldn't hate hitting a therapy here. We missed on therapy. We missed on everything that was ever good about our deck. Cool. Right. I can't cast Hogak. Let's attack them for 8 and then see if we get another turn. Because they have attempted to tutor twice and they've protected their hand and they're going to get to 3. So if their hand is land key time vault, then we're dead. But they're dead. So that's cool. I wonder what they DT'd for though. Because DT concede is not impressive. Fix and wastes. That's what I want. And then actually I will do 2 Sickening Shoals as well. So can I ever trim just like a couple of triads? Because how much mana is that? That's 20 mana. That's 20, that's 1. So I'm just looking at the total mana cost. 20, 30, 40, 7, 53 historic mana cost. If I keep that in, and then what comes out? I like the therapies. I like the bridges. Maybe I can trim a bridge, trim a thug. I've got so many things to trim. Okay, bye Triad. Bye Hogak. Dread Return can go. Oh, I want the thug back in. And is there something I can do? I might just drop one of the Poxwalkers and bring my bridge back. Yeah. So yeah, just clean machine rather than any of the nonsense. I think that package may just be a bit too big. Right, sickening shoal. So there's the obvious ones like vigors come in because they kill needles and they kill cages and that sort of thing. The shoals come in because sometimes these Lurus decks will have a Yixid Jailer or two in the board. So it's game 2. It's worth hedging each way, and then if you're confident enough to in game 3, you can sometimes like make your deck a bit more efficient again, a bit more effective again, and bring some more threats back in. But game 2, lots of interaction for lots of different things is usually quite good. This is obviously quite problematic. We're going to go to our end step and discard something. Yeah, we'll go to our end step and discard something, unless they give us something to do. No, so I'm going to discard a bridge from below. So we're just looking for Force of Vigor here. And this was one of the issues I've had with Dredge recently, is it's felt very much like you're just a passenger in a lot of the games. Whereas like with Squee, maybe this game with Squee or this sort of hand, I would feel like I had nothing to do as well. So Vigor, please, off the top. Unmask. Okay, well we'll unmask them then. Pitching an amalgam. Get rid of that Lurus quickly. Lurus, Laurium, Wasteland, Tab. Cool. So Lurus can go. And we'll pass. Opponent's next turn. And then they'll make a token here. Oh no, they won't, because that's next turn. They'll make 2 tokens and kill us with them unless we find Vigor. That'll be fun. I could have made a token ages ago. What have I been doing? What have I been doing? I mean, I can still do that. Fuck. If I'd cast Grief last turn instead of Unmask, I would have a 2/2 in play. And then I'd be able to pick up the Grief and have another 2/2 in play. And then my board wouldn't really be better. Yeah, let's just pass and then take another draw step. And we can concede on our next turn. No point in making a 2/2 here, I don't believe. Just because we know they've got Lorien revealed and Tabernacle, and neither of those cards are particularly relevant. So, yeah, so they make a token, they get like a Grafdigger's Cage or something. Maybe a Soul Guide. You get a Vexing Bauble, right? So we're just dead, yeah, cool. Cool, I forgot about Vexing Bauble, I will admit that. Right, we're on the play. That means we can activate our Bazaar. Let's just ship it back in. I think it's all good, it's all the same. We've made a lot of 9/9s though, right? So that's been quite nice. My deck might be built wrong. Like the fact that Hollow One Serum Powder together are already 20 power and 8 cards, maybe. I still feel like I need to fit a few more in, because that would only be 12 if you played 4 triads and nothing else. But hey ho. Let's go to 6 cards in hand. And let's keep this. Bottom of Shambling Shell. And this is about as cracked as it can get for turn 1 dredging. Obviously our opponent can have a lot of nonsense that hurts us. Let's just do the obvious bits. It's a hollow one. That's a hollow one. So they did have Tabernacle last game. That's fine. We've got Icarids. So Island is not Tabernacle. Sol Ring is not Needle. Needle is Needle. Okay. Also not a massive problem, right? I'm going to attack them for 8 and then I've got the best dredgers in the world. Okay. Possibly an issue. That changed quite quickly. Oh, they've just flipped it now. Oh, sweet. Yeah, cool. Let's activate this. Oh, wait. Why am I in my main phase? Oh, because I cannot do that. Right. Life is tough. Life is pain. I am not very good at this game. Let's grief them. Do you have... Yeah, because they have a needle, so I can't activate upkeep. So Bowmaster's Force of Will, Demonic Tutor, Lotus. So let's take Demonic Tutor, because that's the card that kills us. And now their hand is blank cards. Yeah. This turn they've got Lurus, right? Buy Lurus, play Lotus, play Bowman. Oh, infinitely block with Bowman is really problematic. Interesting. Hmm. No, no. Their hand is not infinitely blank. Oh, their hand is infinitely blank cards. Unless they've drawn a blue one. Let's get in for some damage. Good top deck by me here. I must say that was quite skilled to put that on the top of my deck. So now hopefully they'll flash in the Bowman. Yeah. I don't need my graveyard like this. I'm never having a graveyard again. So Bowman comes in. We know they've got Force of Will and one other card. And if it's not blue, we're cruising. And if it is blue, we lose. So let's let them line up the blocks. Bowman there. Just Bowman there. That's it. Oh, that's their black mana. Okay, let's kill this. Did they draw a blue card? No. Cool. So Lurus is dead. Bowmaster's dead. They found a Time Walk. They've got a 1/1 there at 8. Vexing Bauble is not a relevant piece of paper right now. And they get for 1, we go to 18. Urza Saga may be just enough, actually. In we go. Oh, actually, no, because they go to 4. So they need to find another blocker, right? Yeah. So they've got one blocker rolled up, but they need to find land Bowmaster. Paying costs. Or just a removal spell will do it. Treasure Cruisers. Pretty annoying. And they're dead. We just squeaked out, and that's the difference between play or draw, right? Game 2, they were on the play, and our deck's completely useless. Game 3, they're on the draw, and they had double hate piece to overcome my completely cracked hand, but my hand was just ever so slightly too cracked, and I top decked the kill in the mid game. So, 2 and 2. Let's go play the last round. Okay, round 5, final round of our league. We're playing for the treasure chest and the rebuy. We've got a Bazaar on 7. We've got a Triad. We've got some other cards as well. Currently no Dredges. Don't know what our opponent's playing. They've not revealed a Lurus. Hopefully, they're not on Coveted Jewel. There's a Saga. What does There's a Saga do? It rules out Oath, Currency Converter. What a banger. Currency Converter. I played that in my most recent video before this one, and it was a lot of fun. We did some winning with a Bazaar of Baghdad Mishra's Workshop hybrid deck thing. Right, 2 of the sickest dredges you ever did see, and an Icarid. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? Makes sense to me. In they go. Oh, I've got a Delve card in my hand, so I have to pass the turn normally? Come on. So, Urza Saga ticks up to 2. Ancient Tomb means they're going to spit out tokens, but we're going to get another Bazaar activation unless they needle us. They do not needle us. We are going to go off. So, Golgari, Grave Troll, Stinkweed Imp, discarding Amalgam, Grave Troll, Bridge from Below. Yeah. And then our Icarid's going to come in after eating this grief here. Ding dong. I think I possibly should have discarded that Icarid actually. And then we'll just dredge a Grave Troll. And we will then... Can I get in for 3? How many therapies do I have? Just the 1 therapy, just the 1 bridge. Can I cast this guy? Pay 8. Okay, absolutely not. Oh, it didn't like that. So if I attack and then therapy, yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do. But I can't quite. I think I fucked it up actually because I wanted to be able to cast my Hogak. Let's therapy then. What do you name after this opener? Just Golos, I guess, is the scariest thing in existence for me at the moment. Oh, well, we'll never know. We'll never know. Let's get some Force of Figures in here. Get some Strip Mines in here. I'm gonna drop Thug. I'm gonna trim everything. I'm just gonna shave it all slightly because I want to play with the new card. Misstep can go. Never need it. How many dredges is that? I might have been a bit aggressive on dredges. -2 dredges. Oh, it can't be minus shells. It's got to be minus thugs, if anything. Maybe we can just drop the Poxwalkers for that last slot. So I've got 2 thugs, 4 of everything else. So that's 11 dredgers. That's the nut low, but kind of acceptable. 1 less triad. But if I counted 53, then I've got loads, right? If 53 was the correct count. Oh, sorry, I just absolutely elbowed my microphone there. 53 minus 10 means we're cutting it fine. Maybe that just means I can't triad now when I powder this. That's funny. Powder again. Yeah, we're probably off of the whole triad thing at this point. But this hand is a hand of dredge cards. Let's go get needled. So, Grief, Pitching, Thug, activate, discard the 2 bridges and the Stinkweed Imp, and then cast 2 hollow ones, I guess, or 3. Well, actually, I think all my hollow ones are exiled. Very close to that. So, Besager Who Endures. Yes, this is the list I played the other day, which is good fun. That's a Hex Drinker. So how many hollow ones did I get rid of? I got rid of... Oh, just 1 hollow one, but it was 3 powders. So let's go with... Player Bazaar. Grief Pitching Thug. Show me your secrets. Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale. And Bajuka Bog. Sure. You don't have a hollow one. Tab. Bog. Bog tab. Sure, I'll activate now. I'll just go Narc. Bridge. And then I'll pass the turn. And if they bog me, then good on them. And if they tab me, then good on them. And if they do neither, they've tabbed me. And that's fine, right? So these 2 nerds die. So that's good. Let's activate Bazaar. Discarding Shell, Icarid, Hogak. And now let's strip mine your Boseiju. And pass. So we know they're holding Bog, right? So we're just giving them a little bit of rope to hang themselves with. And then we'll deploy the second Bazaar. The good Dredger. Okay, so they've bogged us now. So that's done. Tabernacle's done. 1 Ichrid has gone. 2, 3 Ichrids have gone. Okay, I've made a massive mistake. Oh, fuck. Alright. Let's try to Stinkweed him then. Play Bazaar. Give it a spin. These are my dredges. 24 cards. Dread Return still in the deck. Bridge from Below not in the deck. I've messed this up so hard, man. Messed this up so badly. I was just like, I'll give them an Ichrid and then I'll kill them the other Ichrid. Haywire Might's fine. I think I would say exiled so many Ichrids. 24 cards, right. Let's just go deck ourselves and see if there's anything left in here to do. Stinkweed him. Narcomoeba's cool. There's an Ichrid there. Okay. Yep. Triple Amalgam. I just can't get the Stinkweed him. Another Narc. How many cards is this? 9. 1 Ichrid. So let's go. Oh, that's aggressive. So 5 and 1, I guess. 5 and 3. I have 1 card left. Is the Dread Return gone, or am I high? One Narc there. Shambling Shell. Good at 1 card then, I guess. Ichrid, Hogak. No, I can't get anywhere. I'm dead. Okay. So, I thought I was being smart, and actually I was just killing myself. That's fine. If I just wastelanded that Tabernacle, maybe that game's a whole lot easier for us. I'm going to bring this Triad back in. I'm going to cut a Therapy. I don't need Ley Lines. Ley Lines are really bad against them. They've got, like, Crucible and 4 Vengevines, and that's, like, the whole list. So, I don't think I want a Ley Line for 8 cards. But I do appreciate that I played that game abysmally. Like, if I open my Exile Zone, we're like, chatting again, you know? Did I cut Dread Return? Is that something I just caught on my screen? No, so Dread Return was in the deck. I just couldn't find it, or I was just a bit silly. Alright, let's powder this. That's nothing too important. We'll keep this. That's fantastic. I've got a Dredger, I've got an Ichrid, and I've got an Amalgam. So they're going to be like the easy discards. I found my Dread Return already. I found the Bazaars that I was looking for. It's quite a messed up amount of Bazaars that we've had and still lost with today, actually. Yeah. Opponent's turn. The next turn should be quite the cracker if we get there unimpeded. So now if they wasteland us here, then we'll give up on the Ichrid for a moment. We won't do anything with that because I like the Amalgam and I like the Golgari Thug. So let's dredge a Thug on the draw step, that's fine. We hit a Narcomoeba, we hit a Bridge from Below, and we hit a Tribe thing. We didn't hit another Dredger, so we're going to get some draw steps here. which is quite nice because we've got a good Bazaar activation. That's a Vigor there. So I'm actually quite into that. If they got the Tabernacle, they've got the Tabernacle. But this time I've actually got 4 Icarids in my deck, and I've not completely punted the game on my strategy of killing your Hex Drinker randomly. I don't know why that was relevant. Yeah, it was really bad, because, like... Yeah, it was awful, actually. So, Bazaar of Baghdad for the opponent. At least they're a gamer. Yeah, it was awful, because, like, Stone Raining the Boseiju to kill the 2-1 that I'm just going to outgrow and outmuscle was, like, really useless. Why are we asking me questions? Okay, cool. So, yeah, so just the whole... It's one of those like moments where you're like, look at this, I can get a card's worth of value. It's like, yeah, in exchange for the game. So, if I just strip the Tabernacle, I can probably make a board state before they play their Crucible. So opponent's got some creatures in play. That's great for them. Have you got something else to do? Paying costs. Stonecoil Serpent for 0 to kill my bridge. Okay. Do I want to Vigor a Hollow one? I don't think so. I don't want cards in hand. So let's activate this. Dredge a Thug. Miss. So Narcomoeba. Icarids don't actually have anything good to eat here apart from Icarid. How does that sound? Sounds borderline irrelevant, I think. Yeah. Oh no, I can pick it up because I've got Dredge Return in my graveyard actually. So let's eat Icarid. Let's dredge a Grave Troll. We get another Narcomoeba. What's this guy here? Stinkweed Imp. Perfect, because now we can grief them. Let's play a Bazaar. Let's grief our opponent. What do you have? Don't concede. Good. They've just got lands. Cool. This game's insanely over. So we've got Dread Return for the Triad, so if we can get to 30 mana of Historic. Nope. Nope. We can. We did it. Alright, show me my board state, because we're just going to bury them. So summoning sick, summoning sick, summoning sick. So let's Dread Return the Triad. Dung, dung, dung. Amalgam triggers always yield. So 10, 20. That's a shame. I've got to exile the Hogak. So let's just go to combat. I can't actually cast Hogak. They've got to block everything on everything. Otherwise they die on the spot. What was in their hand? No Tabernacles, cool. Yeah, let's exile this. This is what we came here to do. That one's definitely the wrong one. 1, 2. Oh no, that's definitely the right one. Oh, so I can cast Hogak. So they're all 9/9s. Let's cast Hogak. This is my board of 9/9s. And it's your go. Whoop. At least we got to do the thing that we wanted to do. Do I think the Triad is good? I think it's cool. I think it's an option. I think maybe I've built this poorly in that I just don't have the interaction to face Duel, right? I beat everything that's not Duel. We went 3 and 2. We beat Bug, we beat Lurus, we beat the 8 shops list. Okay. So I think there's something there with this guy. Getting him into play, difficult. Getting them, but we did cast it and Dread return it. This column here of 15 historic cards. So I was looking at a version where I play Nature's Claims, or trying to build a version where I build like Nature's Claims and Boseijus in my sideboard, right? Because Boseijus a historic card, which isn't relevant for the exile section, the 9/9 ability, but it is relevant for the cost reduction. So I was looking at like legendary lands and stuff like that. Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's interesting. I think it could be explored some more. But if you were to, in the dark, if we were to take these cards, whatever that is, 7 cards there, plus the 2 unmasks and the Dread Return that I'm playing. So, that takes us down to 50, maybe 1 bridge less. And all of a sudden, it's like, okay, I can play 4 Force of Will, 4 Force of Negation, 1 Chalice, 1 Mind Break Trap, that sort of thing. 2 Poxwalkers can certainly get out of here, right? I feel like if we just maxed blue at the moment, I feel like that's so much better as the Dredge gamer. Maybe even just coming off bridges and therapies entirely, just for the creeping chills, which I also didn't play today. I wonder if that's actually where I want to be with my Dredge list at the moment. 4 Force of Will, 4 Force of Negation, 4 Creeping Chill. That's 12. That's 5 more flex slots left in the deck, which could be the Thug, which could be yeah, more interaction, basically, is what I'm saying. I'm wondering if that's actually better. You could play the Silver Smoke thing that people like. But yeah, anyway, that was some Capitoline Triad Dredge with a Gak and Kolagon appearance as well. All my guys were 9/9s. We did actually do it quite a lot, but I think we've lost a bit too much in that dual matchup, which we have to be teched for. So, that's all from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again soon.